Here comes the most exciting motorsports event in America, the Great American Race. What's the best part of this race?
The challenge is the best part of it. The challenge of doing something like this. Yeah, I mean, we have so many people coming out and being participants, and just the cities and everything, and the crowds that we meet everywhere we go. It's just amazing, the turnout that we get, the people that want to see this type of event.
The challenge he's talking about is driving 50 to 85-year-old vehicles through sun-baked deserts, mountains, and rain. It's the world's richest old car race, offering a cash purse of $250,000. And depending on where you're sitting, it's an incredible challenge. The adventure of a lifetime, a madcap motorized circus, the world's longest parade, and it is surely the greatest thing to ever happen to old cars. Coming from all over the United States and Canada, 84 classics and antiques, all 1936 or older, gathered at the magnificent new Sheraton Premier Hotel in North Hollywood, California, to become a part of the 1984 Great American Race. The antiques are resurrected from junkyards and found in garages, museums, even restaurants.
These cars don't belong in a museum. They don't belong in posters. They don't belong anywhere except on the road, getting bugs between your teeth, etc. Because that's what they're made for. They are not objects of art. They're objects of power and performance, and that's it.
Minor modifications are allowed in the interest of safety and preservation of these historical vehicles. All vehicles undergo a thorough safety and roadworthiness inspection. Prior to the event, the course is pre-run several times by the SCCA, the Sports Car Club of America, and measured to within 1/100th of a mile by computer. Speeds, never exceeding posted limits, are assigned to different segments of the course. The team that comes closest to averaging the pre-assigned speeds is the winner. Ahead is 3,000 miles of serious competition for one of the biggest cash purses in motorsports. Beginning at the Sheraton Premier in Los Angeles, stopping in Las Vegas, the race runs through Flagstaff, Albuquerque, Amarillo, Dallas, Wichita, St. Louis, and Chicago before heading for the famed Brickyard in Indianapolis, Indiana. $250,000 is up for grabs, with $100,000 going to the winner and $25,000 for the oldest car to finish. Many say that just finishing would be enough, but with $250,000 at stake, fierce competition is assured. The entrants, dressed in period costumes, relaxed one last time at the Great American Race Ball, staged by the North Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. The ball was a benefit for the Alicia Ann Roosh Burns Center. Les Brown and his band of renown played through the night as the teams contemplated the long road ahead.
What are you guys doing?
We're in the Great American Race. We've got a 1930 Studebaker President Roadster. It's the last one left in the world, and we're back in the 1930s right now.
What do you think your chances of pulling this thing off are?
Well, 100% chance.
Really?
We're going to be number one, you bet.
You're going to finish first?
Yes, sir.
Is this the kind of preparation that should be going on the night before a race?
We're much better off than we were last year.
Why so?
We practiced this time for a couple hours.
They suggested we go on an SCCA rally first, and we even took their advice.
We even read the instructions this year.
You did?
So we're definitely going to win. I mean, how
We
can
even
we
have a
lose?
watch this time that works.
The cars and drivers were greeted by a beautiful Southern California morning as they cranked up and were ready to go.
How did you prepare for this?
A lot of mental activity went on. I mean, I've really been trying to get my head ready for this thing. I've been doing a lot of praying, I'll tell you that. My husband's been working on the car. Harrah's Automobile Collection prepared the car. So I'm really confident that the car is ready, and I am too.
As you can see, these cars are cranked up and ready to go on the Great American Race, a 9-day, 3,000-mile trek through 10 states. It is truly one of the most unique auto rallies you'll ever see. It's not a race of speed, it's a test of driving skills and navigational skills and the ability to stay at an assigned speed through the entire trip. With me to tell us all about what's going on, some of the great stories and pageantry that's part of this incredible spectacle, Barbie Mitchell. And Barbie, 84 cars entered in this race, but really each one is a story unto itself, aren't they?
Bob, with all these glittering carriages of yesteryear, we'll be able to follow and tune into the perils of Jennifer Goodhart as she takes to the highway in her fancy pink and white roadster. And of course, to the delight of so many, that 1910 bright red fire engine is ready to make its way across the country with bells on, sirens, and the whole bit.
Well, with these cars as the stars and America as the stage, let's lift the curtain on one of the most incredible stage plays you'll ever see. The driver-navigator teams are started on the clock at 1-minute intervals and attempt to average the predetermined speeds. Depending upon a competitor's starting time, race officials know exactly where each vehicle should be at any time during the race. The cars depart the starting gate and set out for their first obstacle, the heavy freeway traffic of Los Angeles. Beyond that lie the Mojave Desert and the 18-mile Baker Grade into Las Vegas, a trip that proved to be almost too much for some of the entrants.
Maybe 15 miles back, we broke an oil line, and this car originally had a makeshift oil pump on it, spin-off from the flywheel, and we added an external pump to it that provided pressure, and so we had external oil lines on it. One of those lines broke, so we just closed it off and reverted back to the original oiling system on it, which obviously was not adequate enough, and it melted a bearing out on us. And the only way to get it on the road, we either sit here or we put something in it, so we're going to put a piece of leather in there, and if it works, it'll be makeshift at best, but it'll get us there. And we're hoping we don't lose more than one day. If we just lose this day, we'll still be in the race and we'll still finish.
How many flat tires have you had in one day?
Started out and we're going great. All of a sudden, one tire completely exploded. Blew off. There's the wheel it was on. This rim you're looking at went flying across the road off into the center divider somewhere, and we went trying to get the car stopped at 50 miles an hour. We finally got it stopped. Put on another tire. We had 2 spares, the side mounts. We got here about 4 miles out of Barstow and then had another flat. So since Barstow, we've had 2 flats and 1 completely exploded tire.
And he's back in the race. James Chafee, the driver of the 1930 Cadillac V16, can now include expert tire repair on his resume. These guys do it all. The 1906 Mitchell, driven by Jennifer Goodhart, the heroine of the highways, struggled up the Baker Grade, yet finished the day gallantly. Tom Lester and his extraordinary 1909 Mercedes won $25,000 in 1983 for the oldest car to finish, and he's again proving that he's up to the challenge ahead. And we've reached the bright lights of Las Vegas with few mishaps. However, a very serious problem arose for Bob Larrabee and his 1933 Packard.
We had developed a leak in the gas line, and around that particular line we had insulation packed to keep it from vapor locking. That insulation soaked up the gas and then it acted like a bomb and just exploded and didn't give us any warning. And so we were very fortunate it didn't burn all the way to the ground.
I find this incredibly hard to believe, but you're back in the race.
Yes, we spent all night. I've got a great crew, and we had all the extra parts. Our mechanic is a Packard collector also, and he had all the extra parts that we needed, and we put on a new carburetor and a new distributor and all new wiring under the hood and under the dash. But we're back in the race.